You take it away. I'm going to go find Lyuben, and you cover for me.
Okay.
Nice.
Say yes. Oh, yay. Okay, you guys are here, right? Awesome. Okay, so great to see many of you still here. So before we bring out the three companies, I'll just tell you about what happened. So if you weren't in the room on the side, we at Seedcamp, we go across 20 different cities over the course of a year, all across Europe, and we're trying to find, some of the best talent, bring it into the kind of Seedcamp fold out of Berlin and London, which is mostly where we operate, and then take them global. So we just briefly, we have about 130 companies that we've backed. They've raised over 170 million in capital. A third of them raised from the US. So I know there was a lot of talk today about raising capital in the US. It absolutely works. There are US VCs that are backing European companies from all over Europe. So that's what we kind of do. We have some of the best investors across from China to the US that have actually put money into Seedcamp. So they're helping all the companies go global. Anyway, so next door we had 10 companies present. One came in from Italy just for today, and one from Belgium as well, and then of course the others that were fairly local. So amazing to see talent that has the courage to get up and present their ideas, and so really really great work by those guys. And so out of those, we picked 3 to present to you because they really stood out for us. And just a couple of themes emerged. So we had a few of the VCs that were on the main stage here that were in the decision panel, the feedback panel. And so I think for broadly, startups in the room in Bulgaria or in this region, one theme was there were a lot of copycats or a lot of very similar businesses. So I think as in your region, as you're thinking about the kind of startup you want to build, you need local startups or locally targeted startups, and there are a lot of companies that are huge global businesses that still don't target this region well. So in that sense, that's great that you're working on ideas that there are already 100 companies doing it or 1,000 companies doing it. But then you have to be realistic about whether you really want to raise venture capital. So I think that was a theme that kept coming out in the room next door. So encourage more of the regional companies here to really think about what kind of a business they're building, and is it very similar to other businesses, or is there a really unique differentiated proposition to what we're building, what you're building. And the second theme coming out again was a lot about kind of really thinking through the business, and what is the commercial opportunity for the business, how big is it going to be, and being quite pragmatic about how big the market size is and how big the opportunity is. So those were kind of 2 themes that as all the other startups in the room are thinking about how you grow, to really keep in mind if you want to go on a global stage and build big businesses. So without further ado, so the 3 that we selected will go in alphabetical order. So can we have Steps, please, come on up and do your presentation. Oh, there we go.
My name is Stefan, and I'm an amateur runner myself. I run to escape from daily stress, to find peace with myself, and of course to stay fit. But exactly 1 year ago, when I was exercising really hard, I started to get this unpleasant pain in my knees. And it didn't stop me from continuing, but I couldn't enjoy myself anymore. And what do I do then? Live with the pain until it goes away, or spend like crazy on medication, or even give up? I think none of them is an option. And actually there is a huge running market out there. Only in the US there are more than 30 million runners, regular ones, presently. And in 2012 they spent $3 billion on running shoes. But what I find particularly interesting is the bill they had to pay to treat their running traumas for that same year. And it was a bill for $30 billion. For me, that's too much. So, we identified 3 common problems that are typical for all runners. We have fatigue, which results in around 80% of the cases that people sustain a trauma. So 80% of those come from overtraining and the fatigue with it. Additionally, we have the running technique, and for 95% of the new runners, they do the heel striking, which is very bad for their knees. And additionally, even though that we're running with running shoes that are supposed to protect us, they eventually wear out. And the real problem here is that we have no clear indication when any of these three things might occur, and they're extremely hard to predict. But as you know, hard doesn't mean impossible, right? So may I ask how many of you have been taught in their lifetime, no pain, no gain? Okay, quite a few hands. Well, I've been taught that many times, but I believe that we can gain without pain and with steps instead. Steps, I happen to have one here. It's a thin layer that monitors your running behavior and helps you avoid injuries by monitoring the three important things that I mentioned earlier, the three problems. It's very thin, very accurate, and with high density of the data. And we built it on our own, so we're going to patent that, of course. We did this to assure that it's high quality and at the same time at an affordable price. So, as a customer, you get, of course, the hardware on one hand, and you also use a free mobile application that allows you to make sense of the data. Additionally, it also allows us to provide you with critical feedback on the spot when it happens. If you're interested in more detailed data, that's available online since everything is sent to the cloud. And the business model is quite simple. We charge for the hardware a certain fee of 80 euros for the initial package, and then you only need to replace the sensors once they wear out in a few months. Some premium features on the website will be subscription-based, and that's our additional revenue stream, a recurring one. So, we already have solutions to this problem, or at least we think we do, but as you can see, we offer much more functionality, and we're the only one to offer ambient feedback because nobody likes to be told how to run or that he has already ran 1 or 2 kilometers. We want to enjoy our running, so we provide it in an ambient manner. And all this that I mentioned so far wouldn't be possible if it was not for our great team. We have people with expertise in software, hardware, and business development, but also people in the fields of user experience design, graphic, product design, social media, and marketing. And despite that we're very young, we believe that that's our biggest advantage because we're hungry, foolish, and know how to execute. First test is in 2 weeks, and only 4 months ago we had this thing only on a napkin, just as an idea. So, my message to you today is that we have the solution and the technology to solve your running problems. And all that you actually have to do is lace up and leave the pain in the past with steps. Thank you.
Good stuff. A man who eats his own dog food. That's what we love definitely to see in entrepreneurs is they really use their own products. So thank you very much. Next up is Talkie. So come on up.
Hello, my name is Dimitri. I'm co-founder of DigitalK. Presentation? Oh, okay. So, I'm a father of 6-year-old twins that 2 years ago went to English courses, and one day I went there to see how they're performing, and I was totally shocked. Because kids are learning with different pace, they're very young and they're very easy to be distracted. Teachers cannot pay enough attention to them. So, on the other hand, they really love to play with my touchscreen devices, my tablets and my phones. So we thought, what should we do to make people learn while they're playing? And the solution is DigitalK. DigitalK is a smartphone app, very intuitive, very easy. It's voice-enabled, it does recognize voice, it talks to kids, expects their answer, and encourages them to learn more. So this is an elephant. Sorry. Okay. We have tools for parents to track progress of their kids. Talkie also adapts to learning pace of the kids because it collects information how they're performing. Also, kids, they can challenge their friends and their peers. We have multiplayer games. So far, we have 5,000 downloads from Central and Eastern Europe, Middle East, Turkey, one of our best customer area, Central Asia, and we have very positive feedback with people even asking us to develop a version of Talkie in Bulgarian in order their kids to learn Bulgarian. And how are we going to make money? It's going to be a freemium model. We will start with 500 free words, which is vocabulary of 3-year-old kid, and by the end of it, we will have 4,000 words. And it's going to be very small payment, monthly payment, versus the 50 plus euros that I'm paying for my kids' education per month at the moment. What's our competition? Maybe all of you know Duolingo, but Duolingo is for people that can read, and at least they have to know one foreign language in order to learn a second one, and it covers only 8 languages at the moment. We have Learn with Homer, which is very nice application, but it's iPad only and it's English only. And of course, Dora the Explorer, my kids really love it because they could learn some Spanish words, but it's on TV, so you don't have interaction. And we provide all of this. Our team, myself, we have very talented developer and designer, and we have 2 English teachers, which are subject matter experts, Eleonora and Jackie. Jackie is based in Taiwan, Eleonora is in Bulgaria, that are helping us to develop this application. And we need money to expand, and we are looking for angels and investors. Thank you very much.
Super. Again, you know, someone who had sort of pain points with their own children and thought about what the world might need as well. So, you know, excited for what Talkie will do in the next few months. So last company that we chose, 3 out of the 10, is Peter and Vblast. Are you ready? Almost. Okay. One of the things I heard, or someone told me that it was said on stage, you know, there aren't, in America, there are sort of early stage, for doing early stage investments, there are widely used seed documents, and that doesn't exist in Europe. So I just wanted to make sure all of you knew that that's not actually true. There are about 15, 20 VCs, angels, Seedcamp that uses a set of standardized documents. So if you are raising convertible notes, or if you are doing seed stage deals, even actually Series A, there's a set of documents that are being used from Israel to Estonia to UK, all over, that is literally one standard set of documents. So it's available for free. You can run your own deal. You don't even need lawyers, really, obviously just to check off a few things that you're doing it right. But they're available on seedsummit.org, free to download, free to use. You know, your lawyers will thank you. Actually, we have lawyers as partners spreading the word on it because they don't want to do, you know, lawyer work on seed deals and on convertible deals. So use those documents. Europe definitely has a standardized set of documents. You'll see all the VCs on there that are using them. You'll see all the lawyers on there that are using them. The problem we have more is jurisdictions. So, you know, we've had it translated into Hebrew, as I said, into Irish documents, all of it. It's been done. It's just a lot, Latvia, etc. But those are the most forward-thinking regions that have the laws that allow you to work with standard frameworks. So, you know, if you have power in your Bulgarian government and whatnot, push your government to you know, put up a legal framework that supports a lot of the standard sort of terms and stuff. So just wanted to throw that little bit out. And so with that, again, third company, Vblast. So come on out.
All right. Hi everyone, I'm Peter from VBlast, and I'm going to be talking about more trivial subjects today, such as watching movies, online movies, and more specifically about fixing the way we watch online streaming video. At this point, some of you may be wondering, what is this guy talking about? I mean, online video is just fine. You take out your device, push play or your laptop, and it plays fine, no problem. And most of it is free, right? I mean, YouTube, zillions of clips, no problem. Well, actually, that's not quite the case, because for YouTube, or anyone in that matter, to stream this humongous amount of data, they require big infrastructure. Think data centers, think bandwidth. So video is definitely not free. So what happens when you don't have or are not prepared to man this growing demand in infrastructure? Well, this is what happens. This actually made the headlines of the Wall Street Journal. ABC weren't happy about it, let me tell you that much. They couldn't stream the Oscars. Why? Well, just because demand outstrips capacity. The amount of people wanting to watch live video is far greater than what the network can provide. So, this got us thinking. This is our team, by the way. After seriously thinking, we decided, what if we could build a product, something big, solving real-world problems, something that one could take, and if they wanted to stream the Super Bowl or the World Soccer Cup to half of the world, they could do it without, having to go and rob a bank and spending $1 zillion on Amazon streaming. So this got us thinking, and quickly we had a breakthrough with a few users. And here we go, after a few product iterations, we're at the stage where we have VBlast. So what is VBlast? VBlast is a software platform that, first of all, is scalable. When I say scalable, I mean scalable to millions of users, that's concurrent users watching at the same time. It does reduce the load on centralized infrastructure, and it even works well with existing systems. So how do we do it? Well, we introduced an element of peer-to-peer technology to the entire delivery mix. So how does it work? As one watches video on their mobile, their laptop, or anything, they also share tiny bits of this video with other users watching this content. Who cares? Actually, some people do care. Those are the CFOs and also CTOs of big companies, such as the broadcasters, who have millions of viewers and are paying exorbitant fees to stream all this content, and of course the over-the-top video players such as Hulu, BBC, Netflix, this and that. Traction, we've been on the market for roughly a month. We're streaming the Bulgarian national television, a certain channel, and the arrangement is that we will stream the World Cup here in Bulgaria for the Bulgarian national television. We do have customers from North America, Western Europe. Before I walked into this room, I was actually working on an Excel finalizing prices for the Spanish national television to stream their live. And we also have a few key partnerships which give us access to several television channels. How do we do it? Direct sales, partnerships, anyways. I'm not going to convince you that the market is huge and it's growing because, well, anyone who hasn't been under a rock knows that already. And it is the right timing. We have the advent of new technologies such as ultra-high definition video. We have a fundamental shift in consumer behavior from traditional television to online TV. And competition, yes, we got some, not very strong. I must point out that the salesperson for one of our competitors recently joined our team, so maybe we are a bit ahead of the curve. And please, if any of you are experts in the digital media domain, we'd be happy to talk to you. So thanks. And remember, you will be watching us. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks so much. So great. You know, and with them, obviously, you know, quite unique in terms of not a lot of startups attacking what they're trying to do, and a lot of great traction, as you saw. So we were quite excited by what those guys are doing. So those were three pretty interesting companies. Again, I want to say congrats to them because they're super early stage, and a lot of them haven't had opportunities to present to an audience like this. So you know, it's amazing. Again, courageous, and it's such great opportunity to constantly pitch and get feedback and get this exposure since yesterday when we helped them with some of the training to today with this large of an audience. So, you know, awesome opportunity. We're excited that we were able to do Seedcamp here at the conference. So thank you to DigitalK and the supporters and sponsors and LAUNCHub as well. With that, Lyuben, you know, if you want to say a few words, and I think after this we close, right? So, okay.
For several reasons. One of us is that we are working with great partners like Pavel and Gary and of course Stefan from our team, the guys that put this thing together here. Second, we are extremely lucky because with the high density of engineering talent in Bulgaria and the low density of companies competing for that talent, we can make investments like the one that was just now on the scene here on the stage, VBlast. And the third thing is that as we know our own things that we have to improve, like closing the gap between engineering approach and the commercial, and that's why we rely on partnerships with Reshma and Seedcamp. Thanks a lot. Reshma was instrumental for setting up our fund. She kind of provided us with the shortcut how to structure it. So once again, thanks a lot. And with that, I would like to say I'm extremely happy to see that things like DigitalK are happening now, and I do believe that this is just the beginning. And from now on, we'll see a lot of better companies coming out of the region, going and doing something on the global scale. Thanks a lot, and looking forward to see you tomorrow. Bye.
So is Steve coming back, or he's already gone to the cocktails? Awesome. Let's go have some drinks. Thanks, everyone.